on the set in 3, 2, 1, going live.
Hey, everybody out there in Huntington Beach. Welcome to another episode of HB Unplugged.
Yeah.
We got a couple cool guests. I want people to really understand. I don't know how many people realize the magnitude or the talent behind producing this show.
See, someone's got to make it happen. All we do is talk about stuff.
We get to sit here and just shoot the shit and just have some fun. But what people don't realize is there's a crew of people behind the scenes that actually make HB Unplug a reality.
Got to make it happen.
Yeah, for those of you that are watching this episode, it's a podcast show, but it's two parts to the podcast show. One, we have a podcast that you can get on Spotify and Apple and all those creative areas. But we also have the podcast show videoed. And so in order to make that happen, we have a very high-end professional videographer who's been working with me and Revivify for about a year and a half now. And I'll introduce him first, Alejandro Martinez. So, hey, Alejandro.
Woo-hoo. What's up, everybody? Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's do that. Here you go. Give him a big round of applause. There.
That works.
I forgot to pull the curtains back.
That works.
There they are.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Alejandro, why don't we talk a little bit about what you do behind the scenes? You know, we've got two cameras here, and you know, you do an excellent job of producing and editing. But go ahead, we'll cut it loose to you and kind of explain how this is all put together and the time-consuming endeavor it is.
Yeah, time-consuming. So I'm able to set up everything like within 15 minutes. I set up my two cameras. I got the two studio lights here. Don usually comes in. The guests as soon as they come in, they're like ready to go. They just have to sit down. I just prep them, put the headphones on, put the mic up to them. Make sure we have a microphone. What is it called? An SD card in the recording system.
Yeah. We don't want to miss the SD. It's the SD card, man.
Yeah,
that's important.
So
that's like running out of the house.
Wait a minute.
That's like running out of the house without underwear.
What the SD card? What does SD stand for?
SanDisk.
Disk. Yeah,
SanDisk.
SanDisk.
Okay, so
It goes in the back.
The SanDisk card.
Yeah, the SanDisk card.
Yeah,
the SD card. Go ahead. And what does that do? That records the show and.
Yeah. So all of our mics are plugged into this little doohickey over there, which is called a mixing board.
Yeah, this is it right here.
And all that audio gets put and stored on that little micro SD card there. So I just plug that into my computer. Since the cameras have two separate audio tracks, I have to audio sync them. So it's technically like 3 or 4 or 7 audio platforms. And I just get rid of the ones I don't need and keep the ones I do need, which is our 4 vocals here, or 3 vocals sometimes. And I just put the show together from there, make some cuts. I put the intro, the outro, some images sometimes if, we have to put them there. But how I put the show together.
Yeah, and I think all three of us have learned a lot, I mean, we started this just barely over a year now. We don't have near the followers we want, but it's building. We're starting to build it more, and we're having a lot of fun doing that. And let's talk. Well, first off, now with Michelle on board, so I want to introduce Michelle Kim. She's brand new. She's my right-hand woman here at my headquarters, the Revivify headquarters, and the Recon Pros. But she's also going to be in charge of making sure that the guests are scheduled, the guests are warned, and taunted to the deck. You guys are going to go on the show with Mel Craig and Don Ramsey. Oh my God, is it going to hurt? Maybe a little bit. So Michelle, why don't you talk a little bit about your background and stuff and how you feel that you're going to be an asset to HB Unplugged?
So my background is more corporate, very corporate styled. So this is a lot more lax and laid back. I kind of describe myself as a walking checklist right now to create tasks and get them done and keeping everybody here on track.
Yeah. So, one of the nice things, because Don and I are old guys, and the reason I brought you on board is because we can't remember everything. We get guests, we schedule them.
Who are you calling old? Come on. Right. Come on, speak for yourself.
Us two young surfer dudes, yeah. It's a matter of trying to remember everything we do. And I'm not the only one that'll say this. Don he's got more on his plate than I couldn't even come close to how he does it. I don't know how he does it. He's got so much on his plate, being on just about every board, every chair in Huntington Beach. He's given his life to Huntington Beach, and it's hard for us to remember everything, and that's where Michelle's going to come in, in the executive administrative assistant style stuff that you're going to do to make sure that guests are scheduled, to make sure they have everything they need before they arrive and once they arrive, and making sure that they get their episodes sent to them, and all the things that we have to do to get the show, done, produced, edited, and out there.
Takes a lot.
Yeah.
Keeping everybody on track.
We're also very still, because Don and I, we're looking for sponsors. So anybody out there that's interested in sponsoring the show, we're looking for sponsors now. And she's going to actually be in charge of putting the sponsorship program together, reaching out to the community to help us finance this thing. Revivify has been financing up till now. It's time for us to go look for sponsors. But the cool part of it is, having somebody like this on our team, Don, is really going to make a significant, improvement in how we run the show, how we produce the show, and how we actually start growing the show now. And that's really where we need the help.
Okay, I agree. I'm up for anything, just as long as we keep this whole thing going.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're rocking. Yeah.
So we've interviewed. How many people have we had on the show? How many?
Alejandro, 39.
We are about like 30. This might be 38.
38.
Yeah, 38, 39.
38 episodes.
Yeah, 38 episodes that we have
pretty
on
good.
the air. Yeah. Actually, does that include on the road?
Oh, okay. That's a little different then.
Yeah. So we have the on the. So that's another thing I'm telling everybody, and this is really cool because Don and I decided we're going to take this show on the road. Now, there's two parts to on the road. Mm-hmm. We're actually going to set up this podcast. The whole shebang here is going to be taken to what Don considers the main events.
Yeah.
Like we're going to get, first one coming up is May 31st. We're going to be live on the pier. And
Buses
what is that?
on the pier.
Tell them about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I was just in the event hearing this afternoon with all the city officials, and they look forward to the event, and they're happy that I've been able to pull it off for as long as I have without really any glitches.
It is and flawless.
And so, it's going to be another big event. We expect a huge crowd like we had last year, and this year a little different. We're going to put up all our stuff right here and do some interviews of some of the people that have helped me make the event what it is today. And but in my opinion, and it's been told to me by numerous people in this VW bus community, it is the best event in the United States.
Unreal.
They call it the best number one show in the country. Yeah. And of course, we're on the Huntington Beach Pier, but it's
how many buses every year? About
I would say about 132. I think this year's 137. We're going to try. And the reason for that is because there's that new restaurant being built. It's taken over some of the spots. So I've recreated some of the areas that we have never used, and I talked it over with the city. They're fine with that. I'm just as long as I stay in compliant. And their main thing is oil drip pans.
Oh yeah.
And
gotta have them.
Yeah,
gotta have them.
And so
all the buses leak.
Yeah, you got to have an oil drip pan. If you saw the registration form, I think I say it at least 2 times, maybe 3 times on the form. Do not forget the oil drip pan.
Yeah, you ain't gonna park.
And and so really, it's been a great event. The city, the economic impact of the city is huge that day, and
about how many people attend?
That's
a number you don't want to talk about.
Let's just put it. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Last year, one of the lifeguards who's worked on the pier and for the city as a lifeguard for a long time, decades, told me, he said that's the most people he's ever seen on the Huntington Beach Pier in one day last year, and rightly so. The VW bus gives value to the name Surf City. I grew up here, lived here and surfed my whole life, and VW buses were the way to go. No one could afford a Woody.
Yeah.
They were like, $4,000 and $5,000 back in the 60s, which is a hell of a lot of money. You could get a nice VW bus for $500.
Wow.
And
it's funny you bring that up because really, when you got as a surfer, when you got your first bus, you were like cool.
Oh yeah, you were stoked.
Were cool. You were yeah. Now you were the epitome of a surfer. You were it.
Yeah.
You were truly a surfer.
And so that whole vibe is what I tried to recreate starting how I guerrilla marketed the first VW bus event on 5th Street. The
I
city
was
got
there.
hold of me
Yeah.
and said, hey,
That was at Dick's Porsche dealership.
Yeah, it was at Dick's right on 5th Street in Olive. And it's grown from there because the city sees the value in it and what it brings to the community, because all it does is reinforce the fact that this is Surf City, USA.
Yeah.
And so I was in that meeting today and got a, like
Thumbs up.
Yeah, everybody, the police department,
Everybody's
the fire
stoked. Everybody.
department,
They're all stoked.
risk management, the economic development department. I mean, everybody, including the specific event supervisor, Terry Tino, the head of beach operations. They're all behind the event 100% because it brings so much value to our town.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
stoked to
May
be part of it.
31st.
May 31st, we're going to put
It's
another
a Saturday.
130 some buses on the Pier Plaza.
If
and
you
Huntington
haven't
Beach
seen
Pier.
it, my God, you gotta go. It is. You can go online. Just go into just type in Surf City buses on the pier into Google search. You'll see what we're talking about. It is a massive and very
Some
fun
of the
event.
photographs and the videos.
Oh, they're unreal.
yeah,
Go to YouTube and just type in, buses on the pier.
Yeah,
It's unreal
A lot
what
of the
we see.
views have had almost 1 million views, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
a big
incredible.
deal.
Yeah, it's
but
incredible.
so
May 31st starts at 9. We're going to be there.
no, it
Crack of
starts
dawn.
at 8. Yeah,
Oh, it
you're
starts
going to
at-
help me.
We're going to be
you're
at part of the
crew.
dawn.
But yeah, no. So it officially starts at 8 and it's over at 4. The police are going to help us again get off the get out of the parking lot by shutting down that one lane, the southbound lane that's nearest the 6th Street parking lot, so everybody can pull right out and go straight down south down on.
I was going to make this suggestion.
on PCH.
I was going to ask you something. I don't. We can talk about it later, but I was going to make a suggestion that if all the buses leave at the same time, can we go out, make the right, like we're going to go south on PCH, go over to the left lane and go up Main Street? All of us cruise up Main Street.
Yeah, you can do that. The whole thing about it is there's so many buses. It would actually clog. I mean, it wouldn't be a good idea. Everybody wants to cruise down Main Street in a VW bus, but we expect the same turnout, and it's going to be a big, huge event like it always has been.
Yeah. And we will be with HB Unplugged live at Pier Plaza, interviewing a bunch of people that Don wants to interview. So that's the buses on the pier coming up May 31st. Also, May 16th and 17th.
Yeah, that's
Surfscape.
Surfscape. So that's a big event. It's Vipe who puts it on. He also puts that on the SEMA event in Florida every year.
Yeah.
That's the Surfing Association.
SEMA. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, I forget what
I
it
forget
stands for. But anyway,
Michelle, that's what you're going to have to learn because we need it.
he puts on that event and moved. So he's recreated the event here. And one thing that he's added to the event, because it's here in Huntington Beach, are different vehicles that you can buy to go out and go surfing, and travel to different spots inside Jeeps and all kinds of ways to camp and stuff like that. And then
they had that last year. They did have
yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What he's talking about is all these rigs, these 4-wheel drive off-road style rigs that they're some of them are accessory rigs, some of them are vans that are built inside ready to go.
Yeah.
Some of them are like Forerunners or something with a big thing on the top.
Yeah.
Some of them are pickup trucks with the cab over. I mean, they're amazing.
Yeah. And they're all designed to travel up to up
matter
north
where,
and go surfing, or
Baja,
travel
whatever
down
you
to
wanna do,
Mexico and go surfing. We used to do that in VW buses.
Yeah.
So but
Can't tell you.
so there's that event that happens that I'm part of, and then of course the buses on the pier, and then in June I get ready for. So I'm also on the executive board for the 4th of July event, the Independence Day event, and that's really going to be a big one this year because it's our 250th anniversary of the country.
And again, we're going to be with the HB Unplugged on the street with the podcast show.
Yeah. So we're going to put buses in the parks.
Which we do every year.
At Farquhar and Lake Park. We're going to try and get 50 buses in there. And I got a lot going on that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Let me tell you, that's probably my most busiest day that I do with the city is the 4th of July event.
That's your biggest event.
This is my 8th year, I think. I've been on that board, and they like all the stuff that I brought to it.
I know Stacy came up to me last year and goes, "Don't bother Don. Don't have him do anything. I need him. Don't bother Don. Leave him alone. He's got too
he's
much
talking
to do."
about Stacy Newton.
Yeah,
She's
Stacy Newton.
She's a consultant for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
This year's going to be a little different. On the first and second block, there's going to be a hot rod car show that hasn't happened before. And then also, the block party starts a couple hours after the 4th of July.
Is
And
Redneck Rodeo playing again?
yeah, our band opens up for
Redneck Rodeo.
Yeah,
So
the
Ramsey brothers and
brothers.
Redneck Rodeo
Yeah.
play.
And then we're also having the big fair down in the 6th Street parking lot with the big Ferris wheel and
yeah.
all the rides and all that. We're bringing that back. And it's going to be a big event. It's going to be probably, in my opinion, I've lived here for my whole life, probably the best 4th of July event our city has ever put on.
Wow.
And
And that's been
not
how many?
even
100
kidding.
and how many?
This is the 122nd year of the 4th of July
So many
event.
people don't realize just how big the 4th of July event here is
Oh
in
yeah,
the beach.
oh yeah.
It's
We have at least 500,000 people come and watch the
something like
event.
it's the biggest 4th of July parade
west of the
west
Mississippi.
of the Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah, and in my opinion, it's the best.
Yeah,
event.
there's nothing better.
Yeah.
you know. Especially because people don't realize, it's closing of all the streets, PCH and Main Street, and
yeah.
everybody's on their bikes riding all day. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so much.
So let me tell you a quick something. So as a kid growing up here, one of my favorite things about the 4th of July event back then, the whole parade would line up on Lake Street.
Lake, yeah.
And so Lake Street back then was like a tree tunnel. It was all giant eucalyptus trees, and it was like a giant tree tunnel. And so all the horses and bands and all that would
Line up there.
line up right there. And as a kid, having all the horse manure and stuff on the street,
You're
it
riding
was
your
just
bike,
part
you
of the
think
thing.
it's
I was
cool.
on my little Stingray cruising down the street and I loved it. I thought it was the best thing was to be able to go through the parade before it had started.
Before the parade.
Yeah,
You're going
and-
through the parade before the parade.
and watch it on Lake Street. And I still, think about. So my dad was he was an aeronautical engineer. That's why we moved to Huntington Beach.
Because of Boeing,
But he was also a photographer. And right on Main and Palm, there's a little area right there that's kind of
That triangle area.
Yeah, he used to set up right there, and that's exactly where this is back in the early 60s.
Yeah.
He was set up right there, and that's where he would film the parade every year.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, but that's...
And there's also Ed Ramos Bike Parade.
Ed Ramos Bike Parade is going to
That'll
be
be on
on
the 5th.
Friday, July 5th, starting at Yorktown, right by the high school, and we're going to do it again, just
Center.
like we've done it before.
Last year was like 20,000 bicycles.
At least. It was insane.
Ed was here yesterday.
Yeah, and so we're gonna, we're gonna kick it off and do. Like I say, it's gonna be a great event. And some of the other events I'm doing.
August, what's happening in August? When's the air show?
The air show is the first weekend in October. But so I'm also on the board for the Surfing Walk of Fame, and that happens in fact, since our president, who worked for the city, he was a civil engineer, retired. He put it in my hands to do all the permitting and all that for the event, which I said fine because I know everybody.
Yeah, take on some more. Take on some more, Don. Let's see if you can induce a stroke.
So that event's going to be July 30th, and that's the last day of July on a Thursday, and the next day is the Surfers Hall of Fame, and I do the sound for that as well. But I want to back up. So you know how we did the podcast for the Surfing Walk of Fame and had Kelly Slater on there and Steve Van Dorn and all that. So this year, the Ramsey brothers is playing inside the venue because it's the 50th year that PT became world champion.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And it's also 50th year of the WSL. So this year's Surfing Walk of Fame is going to be a little different. We're going to, in fact, I put him in the 4th of July parade. PT is going to be
He's the first ever Grand Marshal.
Surfing Grand Marshal for the parade, and he'll be in the parade. But at the same time, we're also going to the Surfing Walk of Fame again is going to be dedicated to PT for everything that he's done for the surfing culture over the last 50 years. And then so that's that happens, like I said, in late July after the 4th, and then right after that, actually right during that week of the Surfing Walk of Fame, the Surf Museum, I'm on that board of directors as well.
He sits on every board, every chair.
I need his energy.
Yeah. And so what we're doing is we're going to have our 3rd annual Hack Fest at Metal Art Golf Course.
Right, yeah.
Which
Melissa
is a big fundraiser for us, but at the same time, it's a great event. I mean, it's amazing how many local surfers come up to that event, and they're just so stoked to go out on their, 4 guys on a golf cart and hit the golf ball, and we have little stations for different things to do besides that. And it's turned out to be a great event, and I'm stoked for that event as well. So that's during the U.S. Open, which I get to be not really part of the U.S. Open, but a good friend of mine helps put on the U.S. Open. And so I get VIP during that whole thing because I do a lot for the city and actually him as well. Darren Brillo's his name. He also got picked to be by the Olympic Committee to put on the surf competition down at Lowers. And so he's the main guy for that. So
the Olympics.
The Olympics.
We don't want to talk about it. It's a sore spot.
Okay.
Well, it was going to be Huntington Beach or San Clemente, and they got picked. Lowers is a great spot.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So more power to him.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it turns out great.
Yeah, but so I got all that going on.
Huntington Beach is going to reap the rewards of that as well, because there's going to be a lot of people staying
here. Oh, heck
here.
yeah, because a lot of the different sports they're going to be played all over.
Yeah,
it's not just in
in
LA. They're going to be all over the place.
We'll all prosper.
Yeah, but so I got that going on, and then
September.
September we have the Surf City Day weekend, which I'm part of that. The Surf Museum puts on the Rock and Fig Surf Festival. And in between all that is the downtown chili cook-off. Our band's going to play at that. That's, I think, the week after the Rock and Fig Surf Festival. And then we go into the air show event, which...
Kevin Elliott.
Yeah, you've been part of that. We pick up all the pilots and 35 buses or so. And we pick
cross
up
our fingers. We have a full, complete air show this year. No government shutdown, please. No rain, no fog.
They can't do it with cloudy skies, but I'm hoping for the really good weather this year.
It's his time.
October's our best month for weather.
Yeah, and every year the air show it seems to be bad. Yeah, whatever. We'll fix it.
Well, not every time. Yeah. Just the last year, and then the year before that was the oil spill.
Yeah,
and all
that was not good.
But we're going to make it happen. It's going to be a great air show, and like I said, we get to pick up all the pilots, and that in and of itself is just such a great afternoon to be able to have all these celebs in the VW buses.
We pull up to the hotel. Yeah. They all come out and they all pick a bus. They climb in.
Yeah.
Here we are. Karen and I, the first year, Karen and I got the single individual stealth pilot and his wife. That's what he did. He was an individual show by himself. He drove the loudest jet.
Wow.
Like it was so cool to have him in our bus, him and his wife. He's a captain and it's his air show at that point because he's the only one flying at that point.
Yeah,
which is cool. We had him in our bus. That was cool.
This year I think it's going to be the Thunderbirds. I think it's the Blue Angels and the Canadian Snowbirds, not the Thunderbirds. It's one or two. It was going to be both, but from what I heard, it's just going to be one of them. But and the Canadian Snowbirds plus all the different parachutists. And, I mean, it's insane. Last year I had that stunt pilot, the female. She is unreal from Australia. I
couldn't believe it.
She was unbelievable in the air show. So that's a great event.
Don got to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I got to jump out of the plane with not the stunt pilots, but the
Navy SEALs?
Yeah, the Navy SEAL parachute team.
Yeah.
That was unreal. I was scared, but I was more excited to do it. And my family kept saying, "You're going to do it?" And I go, "I'm doing it. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it." And I love doing it. It was unreal to jump a little over 2 miles right over the Huntington Beach Pier and then come down, and we landed right in front of the Hilton Hotel on the beach, and the TV news and the newspapers were all there.
Unreal. That's so freaking cool.
Fantastic, really.
Well, I mean, as you can see, Surf City, there's never a dull moment.
Oh yeah, we got a lot going on.
It never stops. It's like just when you finish one thing, you got to get ready for the next event coming up and prepare. And my hat's off to Don because he's in charge of doing them all. I don't know how the hell he does it, but he does it. I want to thank Michelle for being on the show with us.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome aboard our
Thank you.
We look forward to all your effort and everything that you're going to bring to this.
Everything you're going to do and stuff. We look forward to all your help and support, and we're glad to have you. We needed you bad. Yeah.
And just getting back to the sponsorships for this podcast, I think just because you guys are so involved in the community that it's like HB locals supporting another HB local. So I know this is more geared to community support. So looking for sponsors would be ideal to find other people we can support in this podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, if you think about all the people like Kevin Elliott puts on the air show, we had him here, and dude, it was such a delight to have Kevin on here and explain a lot of things, why he loves the air show so much and just different stuff.
It's so cool you bring that up because actually there was a lot of negative people, but a lot of people wrote in, emailed and stuff. Hey, Mel, I had no idea. I feel so bad because I was kind of putting it down and stuff. And wow, what a show. I had no idea that's what went into it. I had no idea what the revenue was. I mean, it was pretty exciting to see the feedback came in real positive.
Yeah, people don't know how much he pays for. It's incredible. I mean, all the people that get to stay in all these hotels, they don't do it for free.
Yeah.
He pays all that. So, and then that's just some of the expenses that he
amazing show.
That thing.
Amazing show.
Yeah.
Alejandro, thanks for joining us. Alejandro is always behind the camera. He's the one that puts the show on, and you heard him, folks. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have a podcast show, and we wouldn't have the video opportunity that we have. And it was my idea to do both. I wanted the podcast, but I wanted to be visual. I wanted it to really expose our guest. And so on a podcast, normally you hear somebody talking, but you don't see him. But with our podcast show, you get to actually see the person. Yeah.
You wave at him and everything. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Mel Craig.
And I'm Don Ramsey.
And thanks, Huntington Beach, for joining us for another episode of HB Unplugged. Yeehaw.